Today, we're replacing the MacBook Neo's battery. First, you'll want to grab out your P5 screwdriver bit from your iFixit kit to remove the screws from the bottom case, and then we can take off the back. This repair is super easy. There's no adhesive that you have to pull off or pry off, which is nice, but if you have an aftermarket battery, you might end up having to pry out the battery. All right, today's repair is powered by W Energy. They sponsored this video, and I've got a link down below in the description. If you grab some using my link, you're directly supporting the channel, helping Worth It Repairs grow. Now, they claim this stuff is jitterless energy, which is perfect for repairs because the last thing you want when you're working with tiny screws and fragile connections is shaky hands. So here's the test. Can I go through the entire repair, clean, steady, focused? If I start dropping screws, we'll know something's wrong. If this repair comes out flawless, W passes the Worth It Repairs test. Check the link below, support the channel, and let's get into this repair. We'll speed up this part of the video just because it's pretty much the same, just like all the other MacBooks. You have to use the screwdriver to remove the back cover, and then you just lift off the back. Easy. And then grab out a T3 screwdriver bit and remove the 2 screws over the bracket that's holding down the battery connection. Once you get those screws removed, you'll want to disconnect the battery using a plastic spudger. Repair at your own risk. I'm not at fault if you have a mishap during this repair or any other repair that you watch on my channel. With saying that, please subscribe to my channel. I have hundreds of guides, and then I have a lot of fun shorts that aren't just repairs and how-to videos, but most of my long-length videos are how-to repairs. Apple actually made this one simple. Once the bottom cover is off, the battery is right there. No crazy teardown needed. Unlike older MacBooks, the battery isn't glued down like crazy. It comes out clean without fighting it. Make sure you got the correct screwdriver using Trox. Stripping screws will turn an easy job into a nightmare. Line up the connectors carefully when installing the new battery. Don't force it. Plug it in to power it on and confirm everything works before sealing it back up. That's my tips for this guide. Grab out your T5 screwdriver, remove all these screws in blue. There are 2 T3 screws that you'll have to remove that are in green, and keep track of where they belong because you don't want to misplace them in the wrong spot. It allows the bottom cover to clip in, so you want to have the T3 screwdriver screws in the right spot. I want to tell you where I order my parts. I order my parts from mobilecentrics.com or injuredgadgets.com, and I wanted to say that you should leave me a super thanks, a contribution to my channel for sharing where I buy my high-quality parts. They come with an amazing warranty. Otherwise, you could buy it directly from Apple, but the part is going to probably cost like $200 or something, which might not make it worth it for this MacBook once you're finally repairing it. You might not need to do a battery replacement today, but eventually in the future, you're going to need to replace the battery because they don't last forever. And it has a smaller battery capacity than most MacBooks, so it might need replacing sooner than later. Bottom line, this is one of the easiest MacBook batteries to replace. Apple has made it in years, perfect for beginners or first-time DIY repairs. I can't wait to see your repairs. Post your repairs in my Discord channel. I have a channel dedicated to you so you can post your repairs to me and I can see how you did on your repair. Apple actually learned into the right to repair vibes on this one. Modular design makes things like the battery, screen, ports way easier to access. Less glue, less headaches. 100%. Screws are easy to identify and organize. Perfect for beginners. No guessing where things go back. Battery is more removable and serviceable. No more fighting adhesive strips like the older MacBooks. Makes repairs faster and safer. Components are laid out super clean, easy to follow visual during the teardown. A lot of you might be a school trying to repair your MacBook, and if you don't feel like repairing 100 MacBooks at once, you can always email me, mark@worthItRepairs.com, and we can set up me repairing your MacBooks. There's a ton of screws for the battery. Luckily, there's no adhesive, which makes it a lot easier to remove the battery in general, and you don't have to worry about starting a fire by accident because you pierced the battery with the wrong pry tool. Apple's guide shows you that you have to remove these loudspeakers when you do the battery repair, but you can just disconnect them and move the wires out of the way. Make sure that you unscrew all the screws. Unlike me, I missed some screws and had to go back and remove them. Finally, now we can remove the battery completely and it comes out just easy as so. It's so nice that we'll be able to unscrew the batteries instead of having to pry out the battery. I've said that 100 times. Anyways, you guys, thank you for watching my video, and like and subscribe. I'm going to put it back together, and that's how you replace the battery, and make sure you screw all the screws down so it doesn't shift around after the repair. I'm just going to screw it back together quickly, and I wanted to say that you don't need to put the back panel on until after you've tested it. You'll probably need to pair the part to the motherboard after you replace it, and if you use an aftermarket battery, it'll show up a message and say that the battery is unknown in the battery health section of the computer. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching the whole video. And one last thing is, after you disconnect the battery, you'll need to plug it in to turn it on. So thank you again, and you have a good one.
It's your tech with